Hello, welcome to part 2 of my trilogy of Blu-ray updates for December 2016, and in this second part I have, I think it would be called technically, a metric shit ton of Blu-rays to go through, so I'm going to have to kind of rattle through these quick fire. A lot of them I haven't seen, so it should be easy enough, right? We're going to start with the massive cinema. I made a huge dent in the collection again with Black Friday and took advantage of some of those deals. And I picked this first one up in HMV, in person, in hand, because I wanted to get a really nice copy that was not damaged in any way, and it wasn't, it was perfect. And yeah, I kind of had to reorganize this whole shelf because my room has changed here back in the UK. And I was placing Blu-rays on the bed, and they all kind of fell over. And this one landed and kind of dented itself. It's a minor dent, but every time I look at it, it pains me. It hurts my soul. Can someone take this pain from me? I want to be free of this pain. I hate how particular I am about Blu-rays, and when they get damaged, I absolutely fucking hate it. I would love to not care about it, but I do. Anyway, the Blu-ray itself, Spine number 139, Edvard Munch, which is a film about a Norwegian painter. So I'm intrigued to check it out based on that, being a Norwegian film. And this is a very long film, 221, almost 4 hours long. It has a nice thick booklet. I believe this is basically a complete upgrade from the DVD release of this that Master Cinema put out before. Really nice, you know, box set and everything. And yeah, here's where the damage came into play. Let the focus just adjust there. There we go. Lovely little dent there. The paint's been scuffed off and it's all white, and probably won't even see it when it's on the shelf, but it is always going to bug me. I just need to come to the realization that this is just going to happen. I mean, some of these Blu-rays, some of my DVDs that have like cardboard, delicate packaging, you can keep them as pristine as you want, but you know, when 10 years have passed, they just fray, and it just happens. Cardboard just doesn't last, unfortunately. Anyway, moving on. I don't think I've seen any of these, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 of them. Wow. And some of these have been accumulated over like the past 6 months as well, but most of these are from Black Friday. This one I'm really looking forward to. Take a shot. I listened to the Leonard Maltin podcast. It's a great podcast, and recently he talked to Robert Forster, who's one of my favourite actors. I love Robert Forster, just so good in everything I've seen. And he talked about this film in depth, and it's one of his earlier film appearances. I believe one of his very first, in fact. Spine number 120, Medium Cool. I've been looking forward to picking this one up and checking it out. And as with most of these, you know, I'm always looking forward to checking them out. But sometimes it isn't going to happen for years, probably, because there's so many films that I want to see. But it's always nice to pick up another Massive Cinema title. And yeah, this one is one I'm really looking forward to. He plays someone who's television cameraman, and it's kind of like a political film, and it says like documentary and narrative blur in the film and stuff. So yeah, I'm really intrigued to check it out. Medium Cool. The next one, all I know about it is that it stars James Bond, and it's directed by Sidney Lumet. Sean Connery in The Offense. Interesting cover artwork there. This is Spine number 110. And there you go, quick look at the inside. This one I'm quite intrigued by, actually, because I do love me a bit of Audrey Hepburn. Stanley Donen's Two for the Road, also starring Albert Finney. So this is, it looks like kind of a light-hearted romantic film. I don't know if it's a comedy or a, yeah, romantic comedy. There you go. From the co-director of Singing in the Rain. Spine number 107. Yeah. I don't think this is supposed to be an incredible film by any stretch, but it's certainly one that I'm looking forward to. Oh, actually, this one I already have shown in an update, and that one as well. And that one as well. Okay, there's not as many as I thought there was. That's pretty good, actually. It makes me feel a little bit better about myself. There's 3 that I've brought from Norway, so I already had picked those up. So I guess it's just, well, it's still 9 titles. Anyway, this one I didn't buy. Like, this just was like in a package when I came home, and I was like, where the fuck has this come from? And there was a little slip in it from Eureka saying, congratulations! And I was like, Okay, I guess I entered the competition. I mean, I do enter these competitions, but I never give my address away. I must have, I guess, and just forgotten about it. But it is one of the brand new releases, Spy number 155, Paths of Glory. Spy number 100. Spy number 155, Paths of Glory, starring the one and only Kirk Douglas, who just turned 100 like a week or two ago, which is awesome. Still going strong. Well, probably not strong, but yeah. Stanley Kubrick film. I did a review of this, loved it. It's a great release as well from Eureka. Loved this. Just a phenomenal war film. I think probably in my top 5 war films. Just the scenes in the trenches and the battle in this is just absolutely breathtaking, and I think it's a phenomenal film. You really see the beginnings of what Stanley Kubrick would go on to perfect with his later films that people talk about a bit more than that one, I think. This one is Spy number 112, a Fellini film, Satyricon. I have avoided buying this. The cover just weirds me out. I don't get it, but it was very cheap, and I collect them all, so yeah. The next one is called A Letter to Three Wives, Spy number 114, I should say. I don't know much about this at all. The breakthrough film by the multi-hyphenate talent who set the template for the modern Hollywood writer-director, apparently. It's from 1949. Yeah, I don't know much about this one, I really don't. Oh, I love the cover on the booklet there, very, you know, 40s Hollywood. But yeah, I mean, I'll watch it at some point. This one is one of the newer films in the collection. They've been doing this a lot more actually the past year or so, is releasing recent films. Spy number 115 from 2014, a French film called Life of Riley. And I believe the director of this passed away shortly after he made this, so it was kind of like his final film. But I don't know too much about it. And, you know, I'm intrigued to check it out. Looking forward to it. Take another shot. 2 more to go. Samuel Fuller's 40 Guns, another good old-fashioned western. They've released a lot of westerns over the past year or two. 1957. Know very little about this one. This one actually has alternate artwork, which is a pretty rare thing for Masters of Cinema. They do it occasionally, but there you go. You kind of see that there without the glare. I don't know. Oh, there's my laptop there. But yeah. 40 Guns. Again, not the biggest Western fan, you know, but I do like checking them out. Described by Martin Scorsese as pure emotion. All right then, well, that's something. And finally, we have another film I have very little knowledge on at all. In fact, I have 0 knowledge on it. Pick Up on South Street, but I like the cover. The cover looks cool. And this is from 1953. Samuel Fuller again. And Spy number 111. Very cool. So that's the Massive Cinema stuff. Let's get cracking on with the rest of the titles. In fact, I've just realised that there is there one more? No, there's not. Okay. This one I got as part of a 5 for 30 deal at HMV, so £6. Can't argue with that. 8.5. Another Fellini film. I really need to pop that Fellini cherry at some point. Perhaps this might be the one to do it. And I don't know if it's the right one to do it with. Again, Fellini, I have no knowledge of whatsoever. So, got some special features on here that are quite interesting. There's an Academy Award Life Achievement tribute or something, which sounds interesting. And yeah, this is just the disc. There's nothing too special inside, but I like this in a nice Criterion style case, and to get it for £6 is really good. And this is one of the films I hear a lot about when it comes to Fellini, so I'm intrigued to check this one out. This one is a complete departure from the films I've just been showing you. It is a lovely steelbook of one of the funniest films ever made. This is Spinal Tap. A very nice, glossy, black steelbook. It's like, how much more black could this be? And the answer is none. None more black. These go to 11. Looking forward to revisiting this. It's been a long time since I've seen its Spinal Tap. Now we've got some really cool special editions. I didn't know this version existed of this film, and I've wanted to see this film for so long, and I actually have seen it, so I can talk about it. But I randomly saw that there was a digibook in Germany, and I thought, oh wow. So I thought I'd go for it, and it's really nice, and it's like got an embossed title, gorgeous images and stuff, and the film is Sunset Boulevard from 1950, starring Gloria Swanson. I loved this film, holy shit. I'll be doing a separate review of this as part of the Epic Film Challenge too very shortly, but I'm so glad to own this in this edition. Nice digibook. The title's in English, which is always a plus. It's embossed, just really, really nice, and it's got some really cool images inside. All the text is in German, unfortunately, but you just get some really cool images, which, you know, it's just nice to have a film that has, you know, has this kind of reputation, and it's this legendary film, and to have a really nice edition of it, other than just a standard kind of blue Amaray case. And this is the opening shot of the film right there, so that's cool. And it's about this faded silent film actress who in 1950s Hollywood is completely irrelevant, though she kind of isn't really aware of that and is planning her big comeback. Or as she says, it's not a comeback, it's a return. And she meets this young writer played by William Holden, great actor, and she kind of, well, she doesn't get him to do it, he kind of worms his way into rewriting this script that she's been developing to launch her return. And it's about this relationship between this younger writer and this older, you know, faded, as I said, silent film star. What I loved about this film, apart from the great cinematography directed by Billy Wilder, legendary director, you know, apart from the great cinematography, apart from the great music, apart from the great performances, apart from the great script, the great story, was that it was littered with all these references to the silent era that I loved. You know, Buster Keaton has a short appearance in this film. Cecil B. DeMille, the great silent film director, has a part in this film as himself. You see him directing a film, it's really cool, and also Erich von Stroheim plays her butler in the film, and that ties into it as well. Like, I just loved all of the nods to the silent era, and also Gloria Swanson herself was a silent film actress who had fallen out of the limelight. And so I just love this film so much. It definitely has rocketed straight into probably my top 50 favourite films of all time. Glad to have the digibook. But unfortunately, I assumed because it was a region-free Paramount title, it would have the exact same on-disc content, you know, as every other edition around the world. Yeah, it has nothing. It has fuck all. So I'm going to pick up the UK release, which has like boatloads of featurettes and documentaries, and maybe just switch the disc out, because the film looked great, the transfer was great, but there was no special features, and I was really disappointed about that. This one is huge. This is one of the big releases of 2016. And yeah, it's been an interesting release for this film, because I don't think anyone was expecting it, but it sold out fast, and I was only just able to get a copy of it. BFI's release of Napoleon. Let me take the backing slip off. This is just a stunning release. I'm not even going to open it and show you everything. I'll probably do that at a later date, I suppose. But this is just a gorgeous release of a film that I've been waiting to see for a very long time, and I haven't checked it out yet because I'm going to see it in the cinema like next week. Really excited about that, and I'll do a review of it. But this is a really nice edition with a fold-out digipack and a nice thick booklet. But this had, I think, 7,000 copies printed, and it's now out of print, and it's been out for less than a month. No one was expecting the demand that this film would have, and it's great as a silent film enthusiast to see how much these films are still in demand. Though, to be fair, this is one of the big ones that has been, like, you know, anticipated to be released on Blu-ray for a long time and to be restored in this way for a long time. I mean, it's literally like a 50-year restoration that's taken place. It has really been a labor of love for the guy who kind of orchestrated most of this. And this is, I mean, I've looked at the screenshots, you know, I haven't popped it in myself yet, but it is a stunning release that has the entire film, I think, like 6 hours long, spread over 3 discs. And the highlight of this film is that at the end you get a triptych sequence where the director, Abel Gance, he sets up 3 cameras in a row, and then projected them on the screen to have this super widescreen effect, like from the 1920s. And also on the Blu-ray they have each panel of the triptych kind of separately, so you can see more of the detail and stuff like that, which is really cool. And there's some cool special features, documentaries, things like that. They are re-releasing this in a standard release that's not in this packaging, with all the same on-disc content, and there will be a booklet, but it'll be a little bit shorter than the one in this one. So if you want everything, this is the one to try and get. There are still a few copies available in HMVs around the world and stuff, around the country, in the UK I should say. But Amazon, I believe, are sold out now, and a lot of people were experiencing problems with damage on this, that it was arriving crushed and things like that. So I think a lot of the reason for it going out of print is that so many people were sending it back. I managed to get a copy from HMV. My mum went and picked it up for me as soon as I heard it was going out of print, so big thanks to my mum for hooking me up with this one, because I wasn't expecting her to be able to go in and find it, but she did, and she got a great copy of it, and I'm really glad to own this. As a silent film collector on Blu-ray, I really needed this edition, I think. Next up, a standard release, but a great film. I watched this last week as well. How Green Was My Valley. This film won the Oscar in 1941, I believe it was, yeah. And it famously beats out Citizen Kane for Best Picture, which a lot of people are not happy with. And I think I like this a bit more than Citizen Kane. I think Citizen Kane's a better film, and we probably shouldn't be comparing them because they're so different, but I guess because Citizen Kane is seen as the great film of all time, the fact that it didn't win the Oscar, I think, kind of really tweaks people a little bit. But I really love this. It's a John Ford film set in a Welsh mining town, which really drew me to the film to begin with, along with Maureen O'Hara starring in it, but she has kind of a minor role in it. Well, not a minor role, but it's more of a supporting part, and I really don't know why these two characters are on the front of the Blu-ray, because they're not really the main characters at all. The main characters to me is Hugh Morgan, who plays a young boy of the Morgan family, and we see the family story through his eyes, and he's played by Roddy McDowall in his first film role, who'd gone to be, you know, Caesar in the Planet of the Apes movies, and he's just so good in this film as a young actor. Just, I loved his performance. And then we have the legendary Donald Crisp playing the head of the Morgan family, Gwilym, and he was brilliant as well. He won the Oscar for this film. This was made during the war. They were going to film it in South Wales, but it was just too dangerous. So they went into the hills of Hollywood somewhere, or in California, I guess. Probably not Hollywood, but it's somewhere in California. I know they shot this, and they built this kind of you know, Welsh mining town set. It looks incredible. The cinematography is stunning. It won the Oscar for Best Black and White Cinematography. They were going to film this in Technicolor. They were going to do this grand kind of Gone with the Wind-esque production, make it a 4-hour epic in Technicolor, but they went with black and white because the flowers in California didn't match Wales. So I love the dedication to that, and the one thing I can say about this film that isn't that great is the Welsh accents. You have these Hollywood actors, Irish actors, and they don't quite get it right. I mean, they all try, with differing results. Like, some of them are just terrible, but the spirit of it is nice, and they have a lot of like Welsh singing extras who sing these Welsh songs, and I really like that. Definitely kind of a film that you could write off as a bit of a sentimental kind of Sunday afternoon movie that's a bit like, you know, that's kind of like a Nan movie to watch, or, you know, your granddad would watch. But I really was all in on the sentimentalism of this film. It definitely is melodramatic, but I really did love it. So yeah, I really enjoyed this film, and it had a nice little featurette on there. There's only one special feature. Oh, there's a commentary as well, but there's a nice little kind of history of the film, which is really cool. This one I haven't seen. This is part of the 5 for 30 deal in HMV. And I actually picked this up because I just watched Sunset Boulevard, and this one stars Eric von Stroheim, and I was like, I want to see more of him. So Le Grand Illusion. Know nothing about this film, but nice little Studio Canal digibook kind of release. I have quite a few of these. I have The Elephant Man, Ran, The Deer Hunter, and I think so they're on the shelf behind me. Yeah, that's it. The Deer Hunter, The Elephant Man, and Ran, the Akira Kurosawa film. So it's kind of there, and it's kind of like stapled in. There's a book. I don't know if I should even risk opening it, but yeah, it's a weird way to do a digibook, but I do love the style of cover. And this is from 1937. Got some good special features, but I know very little about it. I think it's kind of a prison camp movie, but time will tell, and I will see soon enough. This one I picked up in a 2 for 25 deal, and these are never going to get cheaper than that. It is a Studio Ghibli film, only yesterday. I have a very specific idea of when I'm going to watch this, and it's not anytime soon, but it will be at some point next year, and I will be talking about it in a video. I haven't seen it, directed by Isao Takahata, and the two films I've seen from him already, Grave of the Fireflies and The Tale of the Princess Kaguya, masterpieces. So I've got high hopes for this. Not unrealistically, but I'm hoping that I'm really going to enjoy this. They just released this year, I think. Daisy Ridley actually did the English dub, but I will be watching the Japanese version, and nice to get a good slipcover with it as well. And yeah, really excited for this one. This one, there's such a mix. This one I picked up in Poundland. I just went in to see what they had, and it was all shite except for the artist. They had a lot of copies of the artist, which I already have. This film is not great, but I saw it when it came out. When did it come out? 2008, I want to say. Yeah, 2008. It's one of those films that has like a huge cast. And hey, I love romantic comedies. It's not even a guilty pleasure, it's just a pleasure of mine. I really enjoy them. And this one is certainly not even a great one, but I enjoyed it a lot. He's just not that into you. Yeah. Sounds like shite, but I actually really liked it. There's a lot of interesting relationships in the film, and I just had a good time with it. And I probably won't revisit it anytime soon, but for £1, I thought it would be, easy to just pick up and watch at some point in the future. You got Ben Affleck, Jennifer Aniston, Drew Barrymore, Jennifer Connelly. Love Jennifer Connelly. Bradley Cooper before he was Bradley Cooper and famous. Jennifer Goodwin, who is kind of like, I like how the main star of this girl. You have like Jennifer Aniston, Scarlett Johansson, Jennifer Connelly, Drew Barrymore, but really the main character of this film is played by this actress, Jennifer Goodwin, and I really liked her storyline with Justin Long. Yeah. So yeah, there's some interesting relationships in the film. It certainly isn't a great film, but I enjoyed it when it came out, and I think it was like £3 on Amazon, so I just picked it up for £1. Now this film is great, and this is the final one I picked up with the 5 for 30 deal in HMV. It is Victoria, German film, and it stars a Spanish actress as Victoria, and this is a one-take film. You know how Hitchcock did Rope? To make it look like it was in one take. It was comprised of about 8 or 9 takes, of about 9 to 10 minutes in length, roughly. I'm sure if Hitchcock could have done it in the 40s, he would have done the film in one continuous take, but the technology was just not there. You couldn't shoot film continuously for 90 minutes or whatever. So that was the next best thing he could do. And then a film like Birdman is made to look like it's in one shot, but it's stitched together. This film is the real deal, and people have done it before. It's not like the first time it's been done, but this film is so ambitious. I mean, it starts in this nightclub in Berlin, and you follow this girl in the early hours of the morning, and she meets these guys. They walk down the street, they go to this shop, they walk through the city, they go into this building, they go up onto the roof, they hang out on the roof, they go back down, they go across to a cafe on the other side of town, and then all sorts of stuff happens. Like, big things happen in this film, and just the coordination alone. But there's great performances. I really enjoyed the story, and I absolutely adored this film. It's one of my favourite films of 2016, and will definitely feature in my top 10 films of 2016 video. Like, I can't see it being pushed off the list at this point. Love this film so much, and I really want to check it out again and watch it with Connie and show her, this film. And also the extra features kind of swayed me on picking this up now, because there's a camera test, there's casting scenes, and a director's commentary. I really want to listen to the director's commentary on this. I'm fascinated by how they pulled it off, and anything to do with the making of this film. And it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. Like, they didn't say, okay, we're going to do this film in one take, let's make it like an 80-minute movie. They go all out with this, and it really works, and it's a stunning film, I think. And it's more than the gimmick as well. It's not just, oh, it's great because it was shot in one take. I mean, it's part of the experience, but I just think it's a great film generally. I really enjoyed it. Now, that's it for the Blu-rays. There's the 2 DVDs I want to show to you. And I was kind of like, ugh, DVDs, why am I even thinking about ordering DVDs? But I thought, you know what? I really want to check out some of these and revisit them. So I kind of was umming and ahhing about it, and I decided to do it because some of these TV series are so cheap now to get the complete sets of. And they're not going to be released on Blu-ray, so why not go for it? So the first one I picked up was the complete One Foot in the Grave. All 6 series of this show and all the Christmas specials. It doesn't have the later comic relief sketches that they did after the show had ended, but this is pretty much the complete collection. Now, I've actually only seen 2 full episodes of this. But I'm a big fan of it. It's just one of those shows that I catch bits and pieces of, like all the classic moments, like when Victor Meldrew picks up the dog instead of the phone to answer it, you know. But yeah, I've just never really sat down and fully watched this, and it was like £12 for the entire series, you know, which was just incredible. So I thought I'd pick it up, and basically, to me, this is kind of like the sitcom of my granddad. You know, like the miserable old man who's always moaning about everything, but you love him all the same. So I'm really excited to delve into this. And what I love about UK sitcoms and comedy shows, there's like six episodes in a series, 20 minutes. You can watch a whole series in one sitting almost. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to delving into these. All thin cases. I won't show you all of them, but there you go. And then finally, another UK comedy series, though this is more comedy drama. This was one of my favourite shows as a teenager. I remember when it first came out, I was a little bit too young for it, and there was like some sex scenes and stuff, and my dad and my stepmom were telling me not to look at the TV, but they were all laughing at it, and I was really intrigued. And then when I was a little bit older, I went back and watched the first couple of series, and I followed along with the last 2 series, I think, when it ended in 2003. And I haven't seen it since. So yeah, I'm going to check it out again. Cold Feet, the complete collection. So this ran from, well, 2003, so I guess it started in 97, I think. I don't know if it was, yeah, 1997 to 2003. So this is all 5 series. I don't know how many discs are in here. Oh, there you go, it says right on the front, 11 discs, 35 episodes, just standard big pack with all the discs in there. I did actually own, I think, I owned the 3rd series or the 4th series or something on DVD, and then I sold them. I think I had the 1st series as well, but it was very cheap to pick this up, the complete collection. And I really feel like watching this with Connie and seeing if she enjoys it. We'll see what happens with that, but I'm really excited to go back to this. I loved this show, again, as a teenager. I hope it holds up as an adult. But I was looking into this, and I was looking on the Wikipedia page, and it said the 6th series aired in October 2016. I was like, what the fuck? How did I never hear about this? They've done a new series of Cold Feet with all of the original cast. And it's already been done, and that now they're doing a 7th series next year. So I'm going to have to check that out, but I wanted to kind of go back and watch everything first and refresh myself. But that wasn't the original idea for picking this up. I just wanted to rewatch it. Had no idea that they'd gone back and done a revival series like 13 years later. So yeah, I'm excited to check that out and see what that's like. Apparently it's very good and kind of holds up with the rest of the show. So I hope that's the case. And that's it. So huge update. Thank you for watching. The next one will be part 3, the final installment of this trilogy of Blu-ray updates, which will be my Christmas Blu-ray update. So I hope you'll join me for that one, and I'll see you in that video.
So you might say he's a really nice guy, really, but if fucking don't cut shit with me. He says he's really cool, but I think he's a tool.